It's the Slated podcast, they don't have any friends. They pair a film with another film. I don't watch cartoons because they're for children. And they are both It's the Slated podcast.
Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 19 of the Slated Double Features podcast with your hosts, Joshua Francisco Mitchell and the ever-lonely, scary Spider-Man, Matthew Vivian. Hello, Matt.
Sorry, I'm in space. There might be a bit of a satellite delay, but hi, I'm...
No, Matt, Matt, can you hear me? Matt, are you there? I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, no, I'm just sorry.
Matt, we're trying to do the podcast
I'm quite
today.
A lot of miles away. Yeah, but I'm here. Hello. Did you play the new intro yet?
Yeah, Matt, thank you for joining us. It's going to be a great episode.
It's the Slated
this is an annoying bit, isn't it? How are you? How have you been?
I have been good. I've been even better once I heard that new theme tune that we've got.
I know. Thank you so much to our lovely friend, Craig Lake Weary Dixon. Go and check him out. Lake Weary.
That's too many names.
His real name's Craig Dixon. That's his real name. His music-y name is Lake Weary.
Okay.
My favourite artist, my favourite musician, and it's just by chance that he's also best friend.
Yes, he did a lovely theme tune for us.
Thank you so much.
I didn't even know he was doing one until Joshua sent me it.
Thank you, Craig. Make sure to go and check out Forest Fire, which was his debut album on Spotify, and he may have a little something extra coming very soon. And I'd love to get him on to talk about it. Very exciting.
Are we just plugging our fucking friends' music now, Joshua?
I heard
this is meant to be a film.
Josh
podcast.
Harper.
Josh Harper, he does have a new. Yes, well, Sneaky Goblin, his band does. It's called I Miss All the Fun. It's very good. I haven't asked how your day was. How's your week been?
I had my first orgy last week.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah,
how did that
I know.
go?
It was bizarre.
Okay.
So the job I'm currently on, there was an orgy scene.
Oh.
And don't get me wrong, I'm the first to laugh and joke about it and make light of the situation. When it got down to the nitty gritty, to the balls and titties, not for me.
Oh, okay.
Immediately, not for me. Not a fan. So when I'm in this gentleman's club that was open the night before and open the night of, we were in this musty, dusty room that I've hazed out, and it was filled with just a range of SAs, all naked, in dressing gowns.
Wow.
And I very quickly went to the third. Hello, I'm very happy to do haze here, but I don't want to be here when we start rolling. So I hazed, and I stood up to leave, and the first said, "Where are you going? You need to stay here and haze. Sit down behind the bar." So everyone's tucked at the back of the room behind monitors, and I'm the one like in the middle of this really bad orgy scene.
Wow.
Oh God, I'm cringing now thinking about it.
Well, that sounds like a fun rap party.
No, don't be silly.
Oh, well, that sounds like my dream, to be honest, but each to their own. Cool. Well, I look forward to watching it on the telly.
Thank you. You'll see me. I'm in the back.
Just watching it repeatedly and then probably not watching the rest of the show, to be completely frank.
I'm in the back crying.
Are you? Okay. Yeah. Do you have to take your shirt off something if you're behind the bar so you look like you're part of the scene?
Yeah, exactly. They said, "Get your cock out." And I said, "Please, first AD."
Oh, shit. Before we do the weekly roundup, what was it? On Sunday, something happened in our community, our industry. And this isn't a good setup.
It's amazing. Matt came out.
No, I
well
did.
done.
I came out as an Oscar buff. I love the Oscars. They're fun. And as a barely employed person, I managed to watch it live on a Sunday night.
I'm watching it tonight.
Were you watching it tonight?
Yeah.
I won't spoil it for you then.
Only a week late. Well, I know what the results are.
You know all of the results.
Just tell me.
Well, the big one, Best Picture, was Oppenheimer.
Yes.
We did that video where we predicted it, and like no one watched it, but
no one watched it.
We nailed it. We got
what a great
right.
video. I think the only one we didn't get was visual effects, which we gave to the creator, and it went to Godzilla. But I think the rest we got.
But we did say, and also I think, did we say that Lily Gladstone might get. I think the ones which we didn't get, we were like, they're the second choice and they're the ones we want to get, but we're not sure they actually will. Smash that out of the park, to be honest.
Yeah, I
you
think.
Can still watch it.
Yeah.
If you want.
Yeah, do it. Just go and see how right we were.
But yeah, the Oscars was actually really fun this year. Like like we said, like I think the selection of films was maybe not the strongest it's been other years, but the actual ceremony was really good fun. I'm Just Ken was a highlight. The dog in the audience was fun from Never Ever Fall.
Spoilers. Bloody hell.
I'm sorry, you haven't seen it. Best costume design was funny. I felt kind of bad for the woman who won because her limelight was very much getting stolen in that moment, and actually I felt like I could kind of see that on her face. But people who win costume design have like 20. Like, they are always winning them. So
I have, as of last week, I have officially worked on a production with an Oscar-winning crew member.
That's fun. Who's that?
Yes, one of the production designers from Poor Things, who worked on Speak No Evil.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was the job I did start of last year. So, wow, I've officially worked with an Oscar winner.
That's very exciting. If you haven't seen it yet, we won't talk anymore. I think the winners were very good this year for the most part. I mean, I don't agree that Oppenheimer was the best picture of the year, but there wasn't really much competition.
Yeah, I'd agree. I would agree.
Yeah. I thought there was a lot of good films, but not really as many great films this time round. Next year, I can't wait to see Mean Girls take it.
Next year, can't wait to see Matthew Vivian on the podium.
Yeah. And the cast of Adam Webb.
Weekly roundup, Yee Haw.
Yee Haw. Shall I start? Because actually, it's still on brand, on topic. I watched American Fiction.
I also watched American Fiction.
Oh my god, let's both talk about that. That was, it was the last Best Picture nomination that I had seen. I hadn't watched it. I'd watched all the others ages ago. I liked it.
I also really liked it. I thought there were some great performances. I thought it raised a lot of interesting questions, which a good Oscar film should do.
I will say one of my only sort of things is I don't think it raised a lot of questions. I think it was sort of one point that was then repeatedly sort of expressed.
Compounded upon. Yeah, I would agree. But it just completely fell on its face in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, it did. Because I think throughout it was really funny, really great screenplay, characters I really cared about and thought I was invested in.
I can't wait to see how these relationships get resolved.
Yeah, exactly. It's a typical thing, like a character lies and then things go wrong and they have to like expand upon the lie that they intended to be a small thing, and then it gets out of hand. And I don't want to ruin the ending, but they just sort of it's a really big cop-out.
It is. And it's very unclear, because of the nature of the ending, it's very unclear what up to that point is like true to the story and how much of it isn't.
I kind of feel like it all is, but yeah. I know, it is a shame, because when I think back of the film, it's almost like it doesn't have an ending, because it basically doesn't really. I feel like I watched 2/3 of a film. But no, I liked it a lot. It won Best Original Screenplay, and I think that was... Well, I guess because the ending is not deserved. But for the most part, it was a good screenplay. The actors were all great. I think a couple of them were nominated.
Jeffrey Wright.
And Sterling K. Brown.
Sterling K. Brown, yeah.
Both great.
They're both very good. Very good.
Don't look like brothers, though.
Yeah, very good. I mean, I gave that 3.5.
I gave it 3.5 also.
Wow, that's rare.
Wow. I think, to be honest, I was going to give it 4, and it was just until the ending.
Exactly the same as me.
My next one is Toy Story 2.
Classic.
It's so good, isn't it?
So good.
It's one of these films where, like, I know every single second of it. I know every moment.
Yeah.
I remember Mark Kermode saying once that the original Toy Story trilogy is, like, the strongest film trilogy of all time. And I think he's right. I think he is right, though, because you think of any trilogies and people... Well, like Lord of the Rings is great, but it's like most trilogies, there's one that's a little bit less good. And actually, I think Lord of the Rings, I think The Two Towers is a little bit less good than the other two. But yeah, Toy Story 1, 2 and 3 are all fantastic films. And 4, like, it's not as good.
4's good.
It's unnecessary, but it's still good.
Well, you ready for 5?
I am ready for 5, yeah.
If Woody
that also doesn't need to be made.
Yeah, I know. If he doesn't show himself to Andy in number 5, That's the only way I can see it going.
What,
Like,
like
he
revealing himself being alive?
Yeah,
Oh God, I didn't even think of Andy as being in it. I guess he probably would be. He wasn't.
because that's still like Woody, isn't it? That's still his arc, is trying to get over that. So I feel
Yeah.
like
Oh, God, that
showing
would
himself to
traumatise him.
Andy,
Oh God, that would be really scary. I don't know if
and he
I'd
says,
like that.
"You were
though.
in the room while I was wanking."
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I'd like that. I don't know. I mean, they're definitely reuniting, which I cried 3 times in the cinema watching Toy Story 4, one of which was at the end when they went their separate ways. Because they've been together my whole life, these characters. And I just watched them all just before. But yeah, no. Toy Story 2, phenomenal film.
You remind me of Stinky Pete.
Oh, that's not very nice.
Sorry, bro.
Stinky Pete would be getting Me Too'd if it came up this year.
Stinky Pete would
Just
be getting Me
look at
Too'd. He's the Harvey Weinstein of Toy Story.
He is. Well, you know that deleted scene? You know what? Not the deleted scene, but like, you know,
The one in him and the
fake
Barbies.
bloopers. Yeah, the fake
Yeah.
bloopers they did at the end. I know. Right, the next one I watched was Little Miss Sunshine. Really, really good.
Still haven't seen it. It's been on my list for so long.
Okay, well, it's... Brief summary is it's about a girl who's like a little girl, really young, like obsessed with like watching beauty pageants on the telly. Her family is very dysfunctional, and she wants to take part in this like child beauty pageant, and they drive from, I think it's New Mexico to California, something like that. I think, yeah.
That's probably quite a long drive.
It is quite a long drive. They go in a like a minivan, and then to try and get there, and things go wrong along the way, and there's little sort of like vignettes, I guess, a series of just funny, wacky situations they find themselves in with this dysfunctional family, which kind of reminded me a bit of like Royal Tenenbaums. It came out around the same time as well.
Okay.
And then it ends with like the beauty pageant, and then you sort of realise like, well, it's just a bit of a messed up American tradition, really, to be honest. But really great film. Yeah, I gave that 5 stars.
That's really good.
I just couldn't think of anything bad about it. It was honestly great.
I mean, I love the Tenenbaums, so maybe I should bump it up on my list.
So do I. It's not as like weird as that, but I think the characters are all very like zany in a way, and also features Spaceman's Paul Dano.
Is he playing a weird man also in that?
He is weird. I mean, he's playing a teenager, which is weird because I didn't know he was ever that young.
He's a weirdo in everything, isn't he? Poor
Yeah,
Paul. He's
he is
very
weird.
cast, isn't he?
He's a weirdo. Speaking of weirdos, Ricky Stenicki, I watched that. It's
Oh
terrible.
yeah.
Awful movie. Yeah, it's just like loads of like crude jokes, but like they're not. I mean, occasionally I laughed. It was mostly just bad, and I actually felt like it was kind of immoral. Like I was just watching the film, like this just feels like I feel like I don't know. I needed to like go to church after it or something. I don't know. It just felt wrong.
I mean, can you imagine being part of the crew for Ricky Stenicki? Like
know.
a film, a comedy like that, a cheap comedy that's going to be dropped and forgotten. Like
Yeah.
what a weird thing to crew on.
And John Cena once again is like the funniest part of it. I mean, he's a little, you know, you hire John Cena, you know what you're going to get, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But he really goes out there. I mean, all the marketing
He's
of this
great.
movie is
He's
like
so
him.
good.
It's like him in that like mini skirt, like dressed like Britney
Okay.
Spears in the what music
In the
video is that?
poster.
Yeah, but like that's all the marketing is that, and that's literally for 30 seconds, not really at the start. But no, he's good, but it's not a good film. I wouldn't recommend it. Next
poor
up
Ricky.
is poor Ricky. Next up is Juno. That was really good.
What? No, I think it's. You might have got confused. It's June or June 2.
Oh, sorry.
There hasn't been a June O.
No, this is a prequel.
Oh, is it?
This is like the first
Oh,
one. Yeah.
wow.
June -1. Also, I haven't seen that yet, but I've seen June O, and I liked it. Yeah, it wasn't really. I don't know. Maybe just the sand hadn't arrived yet. They hadn't moved to the.
Yeah, that's
but
weird.
It's about a pregnant teenager.
Is that the Michael Cera Elliot Page one?
It sure is.
I haven't seen it, but would like to.
It's good. It's really good. It was nominated for loads of Oscars. I think I think it won Best Original Screenplay. Screenplay's
Wow.
good. Everyone talks like a weird person.
Like an American, you mean?
Yeah. Elliot Page is very good. Not really convinced. Juno's meant to be like heterosexual, and I don't buy it at any moment of the film. And also, Elliot Page was dating his co-star, who was like the best friend character at the time, and they have infinitely more chemistry than Juno and Michael Cera do at any point. But yeah, no, it's pretty good. It's good. Finally, The Devil Wears Prada.
Oh.
I've just basically been on Disney Plus.
Okay.
And watched all the films that are on
Weird.
Disney.
Yeah.
I've just been getting through Disney Plus this week. I've almost completed it, to be honest.
You almost completed Disney Plus.
Yeah, Devil Wears Prada is fine. It's pretty good. Horrible people. I have no ambition to be anywhere near any of the characters, but it's pretty well made.
What is a bit of a move here? What is the new horror film with that one guy from Ant-Man and many things? He's very good. He's in loads of stuff.
Michael Pena.
Not him.
Who else is in Ant-Man? David Dasmalchian. Oh,
yes. Yeah. What's that one called?
God, I can't remember.
That's coming out soon, and it's doing so well. I thought
that was a
festivals.
TV series. Is that a film?
No, it's a film. It's a film.
Let me have a
Late Night with the Devil.
That's the one. Yeah. I'm excited to see it too, because when I put Spaceman on my letterbox list of 2024 ranked, I was like, God, we're not off to a good start as a year.
Well, if it means anything to you, this is where I get my news from. Games Radar Plus says Late Night with the Devil review. David Dasmalchian shines in a sophisticated horror movie.
I take it all back. I'm sure it's a masterpiece.
Thank you, Games Radar Plus.
Oh, and
talking about Games Radar Plus, we're sponsored today by Games Radar Plus.
Oh, I use Games Radar Plus for all of my movie news. And whenever I want to know anything about a movie, I don't even watch the Oscars. I just go on Games. What was you saying? Games Movie Plus, and I just find out what happened through those articles.
So that's right. If you need any David Dasmalchian news, Games Radar Plus. That's the place to go. Now back on with the episode. A sci-fi in 2024 that isn't June 2? You must be kidding me. But it is. Matthew Vivian, Spaceman, featuring Adam Sandler, directed by Johan Renck. What's the plot?
The plot is... should I do a silly... I just came up with a silly joke, but it's actually not very good. I was going to say it's like a biopic about Elton John, but it's not really...
That's funny, but I feel like
it's not that similar.
Yeah, but you've explained it now. So everyone at home could imagine that. Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine if I did that, we probably wouldn't have laughed. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
So, Spaceman's about just a Czech bloke in space with a giant spider.
And it's not a biopic about Elton John.
It's not.
I could tell immediately watching this. I thought, Matt is going to hate this with a passion.
I didn't hate it with a passion. I could see the merit in bits of it, but I was just like, this is better as a book than as a movie, and I will forget this the second we've stopped recording on this podcast.
Oh, that's so sad.
I'm sorry. It's just not my cup of tea.
It's not your cup of tea.
I have an attention span that needs a lot of stuff in my movies, and I finished it being like, is that it? Where's the rest of it?
Where's the flashing lights and the moving pictures?
Well, at the end there was some flashing lights and there were some particle effects. And then Netflix, which has a shit codec, just made it all go low res. Like Disney Plus would have handled that. Amazon would have handled that. Netflix, sort yourself out. It just went awful. And also, it's just Interstellar. And Interstellar is considerably better. It's not just Interstellar, but the ending.
Yeah.
The ending is very Interstellar.
Yeah.
And Interstellar is so substantially better that it's almost like I wouldn't have bothered if I were him.
Yeah, so I mean, Spaceman follows Adam Sandler playing the titular spaceman on a mission to this unknown space cloud by Jupiter.
They say there's a big purple cloud in the sky, which I was kind of hoping when you see Earth scenes, you'd see it this really strange purple thing in the sky, but you never really do.
You don't, yeah.
But I just think that would be a really cool imagery, seeing the Czech Republic. Well, is this set in the past or what? Because everything looks really old. But and he's
timeless.
A cosmonaut.
I think it's a timeless thing.
Yeah, he's meant to be a cosmonaut, which makes me think it's still sort of. I don't know. Anyway, the fact that there's a Czech space program anyway, and they're the ones going rather than NASA, kind of implies maybe this is a different universe where it's Czechia is bigger, or Czechoslovakia or whatever it is bigger than US. It doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, I thought it would be quite good imagery if we saw all these like Czech buildings with this purple sky.
Yeah, I completely agree. Right in Prague.
Yeah, and seeing normal people reacting to it. But no, we don't really see that. But yeah, anyway, there's this weird cloud that's purple that's next to Jupiter, and they send just one man, just one bloke, to go and investigate it. It's quite a big spaceship, but just the one fella.
Yes. So it's kind of implied that it's not like threatening in any way. It's more of a scientific investigation mission. So they send Adam Sandler. So the majority of the film is Adam Sandler in the ship on his journey to this cloud, and a lot of information is given through flashbacks between him and his partner Carey Mulligan, who are going through a rough patch. So half of it's in space and the other half is down on Earth, either in flashback or with Carey Mulligan being pregnant.
Or with Raj from The Big Bang Theory. And
yeah? Is that him?
Mussolini. Yeah.
I thought he was very good. I've never seen him in anything before.
You've never seen Raj in The Big Bang Theory?
No, I would like to say that I have... No, I have half a brain.
Yeah, I liked it as like a teenager. I've not seen it since. I don't think I like it as much.
The only exposure I have to The Big Bang Theory is when I went to Poland. The only thing we could get on the telly, one channel, and that's when Young Sheldon came out. But it was in Polish, so it was branded as Melody Sheldon. And that's the only thing I know about The Big Bang Theory.
Well, my parents are big Bang Theory fans after I introduced them to it when I was about 13.
Right.
And they love Young Sheldon even more. They say it's even better.
Well, they're doing Teenage Sheldon now, aren't they?
Well, they're doing... his brother is getting a spin-off.
Oh, good.
But yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think Young Sheldon... I've only seen one episode, but if it doesn't have an obnoxious studio laughing, then it's probably better, to be completely honest.
Yeah, like Friends. Friends is shit as well.
That's something else I watched as a teenager. I can't bring myself to watch it as an adult because I can't believe it can possibly hold up. Maybe it does.
Maybe. Caitlin's rolling her eyes.
Does she love Friends?
She loves Friends.
She looks like the sort of girl who just worships Friends.
She doesn't have friends. I mean, she went to Friends Fest.
Yeah. Okay.
Insert picture on screen here of Caitlin at Friends Fest.
Do they have like a Central Perk set?
They've got the big chair in front of the fountain. So this is the original photo, and then this is the photo that I edited that I have on a t-shirt. And you'll see it's Caitlin sat with the friends, editor with the friends, and Ross is extremely big.
Nice.
The biggest of the friends. Anyway, back to Spaceman.
Back to Spaceman.
I love hard sci-fi. I love slow talky films. I love weird concepts, and I love sad relationships. This for me was like Her combined with a ghost story, combined with Grown Ups, which is my favourite film of all time. And I loved it. I loved just the really slow reflection and look into his character. It says a lot more than it shows, and I think, especially thinking about what Villeneuve said the other day about TV has completely destroyed film, because film should be spectacle and show don't see, and dialogue should be in TV. This is completely not that, and I completely understand.
Yeah, he did say that. Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I just think, and I've got one word I'm going to describe this film in. Place your bets now. I just thought it was a little bit boring.
There we have it. But you didn't like A Ghost Story, did you? You thought the same about Ghost Story.
I did like A Ghost Story. It was just like watching paint dry, but I don't mean that in a bad way. It just factually was. It was like watching Rooney Mara eat a pie for fucking 10 minutes. Now, I like that, and I need to rewatch The Ghost Story. The reason I didn't like A Ghost Story is because when we were working on Hijack, I watched it when we had like 2 hours to ourselves every night. Obviously, when you work on a TV show, it's long hours. So Joshua was like, "Oh, watch A Ghost Story." So I was like, "Okay, I'll watch that." And so I watched it, and I was like, "Well, now I've got half an hour left before I have to go to bed and then do another like 13-hour shift." And I was just furious that my time was spent watching Rooney Mara eat a pie. But I could tell it was a very good film, and I think if I rewatched it, I'd probably like it a lot more. But no, so I'm not against the whole concept of a slow thing. I mean, I recommend you at the same time. I recommend you Under the Skin. That's quite slow.
Yeah, that's true. I really like
not a
Under the
great deal
Skin.
happens. That's just a lot of you just watch things slowly occurring.
That's kind of film, though, isn't it? You just kind of watch things and they happen.
Yeah, true. But there's not much. But that is just like, yeah, you just watch stuff.
You just watch. What do you think about Adam Sandler and Carey Mulligan in this?
Well, I'll start with Carey Mulligan, who, from Maestro, I still don't like her anymore. Like, I used to be fine with her, or I used to like her. When I watch the Doctor Who episode Blink, I think, wow, she's great. Sally Sparrow, great character. Well done.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think that was her.
Yeah, it is, before she was famous. But, yeah, no, I think Maestro, I just found her so irritating that I just don't like her anymore. And I think in this, who is her character? What's her personality? Who is she? What's anything about her other than she had a miscarriage?
Her character is a very basic attempt to make a character that isn't just to facilitate Adam Sandler.
Yeah, she's just a plot point, and she's just...
Yeah, it's that she doesn't want to see him because he's never around.
Yeah,
and doesn't want him to be involved in the baby.
But I kind of wish she had like a B plot, or she had...
Yeah, so do I. I wish there was more time spent with her.
Yeah, because it meant I could never be too invested. I think kind of my problem with the whole thing was I never also got to know Adam Sandler. I never saw who he was. I mean, yeah, he had this miscarriage stuff, but I never saw who he was outside of the events of the film, as it were.
Well, you got time with his dad, time when they met.
But I mean more like personality stuff. I understood his... I know like the history of him, but so it almost felt like it was secondhand.
Yeah.
Like someone was telling me, like I might know like some history of your mates. Doesn't mean I know anything like what they're like as a person. I don't know them.
I understand.
I didn't feel like I knew him, and I definitely didn't feel like I knew Carey Mulligan. And yeah, so when we were going to sort of the sad stuff about his relationship falling apart and them losing their kid, I was kind of like, I hadn't cared enough about him that I didn't think of him as anything other than like a fictional character played by Adam Sandler. So,
I could
easily find that really, really sad in a film, but I hadn't grown to be attached enough.
I do think he gave a very good performance.
Yeah, I do with what he had. With what he had,
yes,
I think
definitely.
I think so. Yeah,
and the ill makeup on him made him look really hollow.
Yes, that was good. I do think, when the first like 5 minutes, I was like, oh god, this is just Adam Sandler from Jack and Jill. And then I did...
Is he playing Jack or Jill? That's the duality of man.
I did quite quickly forget of him as like I use comic with... I'm doing air quotes here because I've never laughed at Adam Sandler in my life. But like, he's, a man in silly movies.
Yes.
Yeah, no, he just seemed like a normal actor.
Let's go into spoilers. Spaceman spoilers.
Okay.
Spoiler man. Paul Dano, big scary spider. What do you think about him and his performance and just the weird inclusion of this? Like, what?
I mean, yeah, if I were Adam Sandler, I would have asked, like, why do you look like a spider? Because spiders exist on Earth, and he never like addressed the fact that he looks like an Earth creature. Because I thought, like, is he deliberately taking the form of a spider because there's some thematic reason? There's some I don't know, some reason why, but it's never explained why he just looks like an Earth spider, except he's got 6 eyes instead of 8.
I think it's got to do with like the web, like the quote unquote, I'm doing air quotes here, the web in the cloud. You kind of see like stringy webs, a bit like Spider-Verse. And I think he says that he was born there and dies there.
Yeah.
That's kind of the reason why he's a spider. But you're completely right. The first thing you would ask is, right, you don't know whether he's real because they can't see him on the cameras back on Earth and they can't see him on any sensors. But Adam Sandler can see him and touch him. And you know that he's physically there because the spider is able to turn on the lights by moving. And you see that Adam Sandler waves to turn the lights on. So the spider is there physically, but cannot be detected through cameras or whatever.
Yeah, I thought they'd do more with that.
Yeah, I know.
I was at the start asking the questions I think you're supposed to ask. Like, is it all in his head? Or is he like a projection? Is he like shape-shifting? Is it actually not look like that? I was asking these stuff and it doesn't really go anywhere.
I think it's because they make it very clear that the spider is there to facilitate an exploration of Adam Sandler. It's not about whether Adam Sandler's going crazy, whether he's going to like nuts in the spaceship by himself. It's about a very lonely man and the breakdown of his relationship. It's not about, is this spider real? Why does it look like a spider? Although it would have helped.
In that quick case, I wouldn't have like set up the questions in the first place.
Oh, completely. Yeah. Or have a scene at the start.
Immediately
and, like,
shoot
say,
them
yeah,
down.
I look like a spider because da-da-da. No,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
look like a spider.
Yeah, if you don't want those questions to be, thought in the audience's head, then just immediately answer them. That's not what the point is. We'll do this instead.
Yeah. As a writer and a filmmaker, if you are thinking of it, then someone else is also thinking of it.
I know.
Like, you need to answer that kind of thing. And I thought he looked a lot cooler before you saw his little mouth. His little mouth was rank.
Yeah, I mean, in general, spiders are rank. When I first saw him, I was like, this is grotesque. I didn't think he was quite as disgusting. Like, when I gave him a hug, I was like, actually, that is quite cute. I thought I'd hate that. But I think, to be honest, what is so scary for me about spiders in real life is like the way they move, which they never, when they're giant spiders in movies, they never capture the scariness. Is the fact that they're completely still and then like they just dart really fast.
Well, yeah, like the spider in Enemy at the end.
Yeah.
When it's there and then it crawls up the wall really quickly.
Yeah, that's what I find scary about spiders, the way they move. And yeah, in movies they just slowly creep, and that's nothing to me.
To go back actually to why there wasn't an answer. Oh, what is it? Paul Dano is ill. He has like a space spider AIDS, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. That's the one.
And Adam Sandler's like, why didn't you tell me? And Paul Dano says, because you didn't ask. So I wonder if it's because Adam Sandler is like, that's part of his character to be so self-centered and selfish, and that's one of the things he learns is that by the time he wanted to ask, he's dead.
Yeah. No,
I don't know. Again, it's just another way to explain around why you wouldn't explain it as a filmmaker.
I mean, I did like the stuff with they talks about in my tribe we don't do this. Like we don't like he said it like
don't touch me.
Don't touch in my tribe. We don't touch. I can't remember what he says. Like we keep the body sacred or something like that.
He turned into the computer from "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared," didn't he?
Yeah, don't touch me.
What do you think about the stuff in the forest?
I didn't get it.
I didn't like it. I thought there was going to be more of an on Earth sequence.
Yeah.
Where you see him at the start and you're like, oh, okay, this is the end.
Yeah.
So we know this. We are ending here. So I was like, okay, is the ship going to crash? Are we going to go to the spider world? Are we going to do something like that? But it's a metaphor, isn't it? For the first time they met, him and Carey Mulligan.
Yeah. She's got like that red hair and she's dressed like that. How she is. In
like a princess or a nymph or something.
Yeah, some shit like that. Some fucking nerd nonsense. Yeah, because that was on the poster and shit. I thought that would be like the spider world or some interesting place.
Yeah, like Madame Web world.
You said about how it was sort of in the past. I think I got a lot of like Arrival vibes from this too.
Yeah, I can see that. A lot less.
But Arrival is also a film that is considerably better, and it handles all these concepts considerably better, and it and a lot more in depth. It does a lot more with it, and so I feel like in general this film is, I've seen people alone in space. I've seen giant spiders. I've seen something in space that's like all of time at once. I've seen things out of order. I've seen flashbacks you think are in the future, but in the I've seen all this in other sci-fi films done so much better that it's why I just didn't feel like that's part of what I said, like the movie ended and I felt like where's the rest of it, because there wasn't really anything new to me.
I would say that's the difference between a good director and a great director. That someone like Villeneuve can weave together plot and character, and like that is storytelling, is it? That's filmmaking, is to be able to seamlessly link these themes together. But I mean,
I think Arrival is one of my favourite films ever, and I think you're absolutely right. I think no one else could be the lead of that film except for Amy Adams' character, and every single second of it is necessary. The setup and payoff is just incredible, and it's just a perfect piece of like, yep, this is the film, and it couldn't be any longer, it couldn't be any shorter. Yeah, this is Arrival.
Perfect. But I don't think the director Johan Renck, I think it is, he's the guy who did it says Chernobyl here. I don't know if he did all of it.
He probably did.
Yeah, he hasn't done much else, and I just think that's from inexperience. I mean,
it looked like a Netflix film to me. It really did.
It looked good. It looked good, but
it didn't have any like standout style to me at all. Apart from like the flashbacks they did in those like weird lenses.
But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I like these kind of films. I love very very talky films with relationship breakdowns. But I completely understand where you're coming from. It's not the first of its kind. It's not saying something that hasn't been said before in a better way. It's just a lot more reflective and almost purely character driven.
Yeah.
There's no sense of plot there at all.
No, but that's my problem. Is it's meant to be character driven, but I still don't really feel like I know them well enough. So I don't think it particularly succeeded in what it's out to. I think there was a lot of fluff and filler. There's a few scenes where I'm like, I'm not really gaining any information from it, or not enough information. I've gained one piece of information in 5 minutes, sort of thing. But yeah, no, I didn't hate it. I just thought it was a waste of my time.
And the scene where Adam Sandler gets lost in the spider pussy, like, I did not see that come in.
I saw it coming, actually. Yeah.
No, you saw him coming. Is that what you meant?
I saw. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I mean, a very spidery start of the year.
Very spidery.
I think I got more enjoyment out of Madam Web simply because terrible film, but I was entertained throughout. It wasn't like Morbius is like surprisingly boring considering all the memes. I thought Madam Web was quite fun because it was such a train wreck, whereas I thought this was like so like it was like semi-competent. It wasn't quite competent, but it was just enough that they knew what they were doing. That it wasn't so bad it's good, so I just didn't like it.
No one got killed by a fallen Pepsi sign in this.
No. See, it's like Cats. I've seen Cats about 6 times. It's a train wreck of a film, but it's so entertaining. I just find every second of it, you're just like, what the hell is happening? And I just love that. I can't take my eyes off it. And so if a film's going to have like bad characters, bad plots that don't make sense, like I want it to at least captivate me.
Thanks, Idris.
Thank you for not wearing any clothes as a cat and having your fur be the same colour as your skin. That was not fun.
What did you rate Spaceman?
I think I gave it either 2 stars or 1.5. I think 1.5's harsh. I think probably 2 stars.
I gave it 3.5. How does this impact your list of 2024? What's it looking like?
What's it looking like? You're going to hate my list 2024. Right, at the very bottom, I've got Ricky Stenicki.
Nice.
I've seen 7 films so far this year, of like 2024 films. Ricky Stenicki, and then Madam Web, then Spaceman, then Argyle. I couldn't decide where to put the two, but I think Argyle...
Oh my God, you thought Argyle was better than Spaceman?
No, it was awful, but I think there were like moments where I was like, I guess that's fun, whereas Spaceman didn't really ever give me a moment. I thought like, they're about interchangeable. But they're very, very different films. Anyway, then I've got June Part 2, then Mean Girls above that, I'm really sorry. And then Suncoast is my number 1. And that's like a fine film.
Oh my God.
Suncoast is good, but that shouldn't be my... That better not be anywhere in my top 20 by the end of the year. We better get some better ones.
Someone's going to see you in public and just come and stab you for putting June below. It's just not number 1.
No, it's not number 1. June Part 2 could go above Mean Girls. Okay, but it's not. I think Suncoast was better, and even then it was like fine.
I've got Madame Web, bottom, Mean Girls, Argyle, The Mysterious Event at the Lawrence Estate.
Oh, I didn't need
by a lovely friend, Joshua Clark. Spaceman and June Part 2.
So this week, a film came out about a bloke alone in space, but it's not the first film that's about a bloke alone in space. Back in 2015, Ridley Scott did a film called The Martian, which we're going to talk about now. Joshua, do you want to give it a little bit of a summary?
The Martian follows astronaut Mark Watney as a part of a larger crew who went to Mars, but upon leaving Mars, there was a big sandstorm and he was hit by a bit of debris. Presumed dead, the crew left him and were on their journey home, but lo and behold, a film needs to happen.
Yeah.
And Mark Watney woke up alone on Mars. And it's the process of trying to MacGyver together some form of survival in the shape of food, water, transport, and merriment.
Well done. That's the film.
Thank you.
Right. I love this film. For me,
it's great. It's like so good.
This is my favourite Ridley Scott film. Now, I feel like most people would disagree with that. But I watched this in the cinema when it came out. I would have been 16, something like that. And it's the only time I've ever... People talk about getting lost in the movies and forgetting you're watching a movie. And I remember Quentin Tarantino saying once that he'll do like jump cuts and stuff because he doesn't care, because he's like, I've never once like forgotten I'm watching a film. I know I'm watching a film. It's fine. The Martian is the only time I've ever forgotten I was in a cinema and like been fully immersed. I was like, as far as I'm concerned, I was just there on Mars, or I was at NASA. I was so into it as a 16-year-old, and then I was like, I'm not watching this for years again because that was brilliant, and I want to experience that again. And then I waited years and years and years to rewatch it. I was like, fuck, I remember all of it. I was kind of hoping that would be like watching it again for the first time, but it wasn't, to be honest. But no, I think it's so good.
It's great. And I didn't... when did this come out? What year? 2015. So we were... Bloody hell, that's almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know.
So we would have been, what, 15, 16?
16, yeah.
As a stupid child, I didn't know who the cast were. Watching back now, what a stacked cast.
I thought the same thing. I knew Sean Bean and Benedict Wong.
It's pronounced Sean Bean.
Oh, sorry.
Sean Bean.
Sean Bourne.
And Jason Bourne is in this as well.
And Jason Bourne is also in it, yeah. Wow. They don't play brothers in this one, though.
They don't.
No. But Matt Damon, I knew his name. I knew he was a famous actor, but I'm not sure I was familiar with him from anything else. And I remember at the time when Donald Glover came up, I was like, wow, this guy's really good. He's a really good actor. I genuinely thought that. I thought, like, this is a really great actor. I hope to see him in more stuff. And then it turned out he became really famous. And I guess he was already doing
Who was
stuff.
this? Sorry, which one? Danny Glover.
Danny
Glover. Was in like Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, he was in
stuff.
Lethal Weapon 1 to 4, and I think they're doing because 6 and 7 he's played by Mac.
Mac and
Over
Charlie.
5 and 6. And then it turns out he was in Community and in a bunch of other stuff, and he's a famous musician. Everyone's great. Jeff Daniels was one where just watching it this time now, I was like, wow, I didn't know he was in this movie.
Yeah.
And Kristen Wiig.
Mackenzie Davis.
I've
worked with Mackenzie Davis before. She's lovely.
That's good to know. She's really tall, isn't she?
Very tall. She's taller than me, like almost a head taller than me.
Well, I don't think
and I'm 6 foot at least.
Yeah, well, okay, well, that's not true. Really great cast. I love Benedict Wong. I always want to give him a hug. There's just something about him. He seems like a gentle soul. I think
I can see that.
But and also there's people on the spaceship are really famous. I didn't know Sebastian Stan was in it.
I know, yeah,
because he's not very talkative. Like apart from like the German guy, I don't know who he is. All the rest of them are really famous. You got Kate Mara, also went out with Elliot Page. I mentioned in the opening of
and hasn't done anything since House of Cards or Fant
Four-Stick. I was thinking she married Jamie Bell, who was also in Fant Four-Stick. Oh, good for them, mate. If they're still together, I don't know. And who else? Julianne Moore. She was the commander.
Jessica Chastain.
Jessica Chastain. I always get the two of them mixed up. They're just ginger women. I always get the two of them mixed up.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Rose Leslie. I think Rose Leslie was in there.
Rose Leslie. It's like Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, two of the most famous people on the planet. I always get their names the wrong way around because they're in the same movies, and I never really watched their movies until the last couple of years. So people talk about them, and I wouldn't know which one's which, and I still mix them up.
You just guess one. Just pick one up.
If I saw him on the street, I'd be like, Pacino, and he'd be like, that'll do, and then we take a photo.
I think it's crazy that obviously this follows Matthew McConaughey traveling through space and time, and then eventually finding Matt Damon. Yeah, finding Matt Damon in space. And obviously Matt Damon, who plays Hugh Man, betrays him and tries to.
I never thought about that before. You can make a name that's Hugh Man. Has that ever been in a movie? That's got to have been. If not,
I think that's what he plays in Interstellar. I think he plays Hugh Man or some shit like that.
He might do, because he is called Man.
He does.
He is called Man in Interstellar. I'm giving this a Google. That's insane if they called him Hugh Man. He is called Man, though, I'm pretty sure. Matt Damon just needs to stay on Earth. He can't be trusted.
Do you remember that film he did where he got very small?
Yeah,
remember that one that no one saw? Yeah.
Oh, he's called Dr. Man. I'm sure he's got a first name.
Yeah, but Doctor's his first name.
No, his mum called him Doctor. Well, Doctor's the Doctor from Doctor Who's first name. Well, it's not, it's his nickname.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Dr. Man, Interstellar. Interstellar Wiki. What's his first name? Doesn't say, he just calls him Man.
Nah, it's got to be Hugh.
Okay, well, in the future, we've got to name a character Hugh Man. Hugh Man has to be a character in the film.
It's great. I remember when this came out, the biggest draw for me as a stupid boy were the claims of how like quote unquote realistic it was.
Scientifically accurate. But
Written by who's
Andy
the original
Weir?
guy?
Is that his name?
Andy Weir, yes.
See, my sister had read the book before it came out because this was originally self-published. I think it was one of these ones where they do like a chapter a week or something. It was just on like a forum, and then I think it was one of Amazon's when they started doing publishing. This might be completely wrong. I think it was one of the first books they picked up that way.
Wow, good for him.
But it was literally like a self-published thing on the internet, and then it became people were like, "This is actually really good." My sister read the book and really liked it. Then my dad read it, and my mum read it, and my mum didn't think she'd like it. She doesn't like anything. Loved it. So I was like, "I'll watch this film then." And yeah, it's really funny and it's really charming. And you're saying about scientific accuracy, I mean, the movie we've reviewed a Ridley Scott film before on this channel, Napoleon,
We have.
and we talked about the historical accuracy
About
of that.
accuracy, yeah.
And his views that cinema is spectacle and only nerds care about that shit. And so, yeah, they definitely the movie, they like the Iron Man thing at the end. A little bit of a spoiler. Apparently in the book, he talks about wanting to do it and doesn't do it because it's ridiculous. In the movie, they're going to have a third act. They're going to have a big climax. So he does that.
He punctures his suit, doesn't he?
Yeah. But I think, and there's stuff which the author is well aware of, like the very opening, the reason they all leave Mark Watney is because of a big sandstorm on Mars.
Yeah.
But because of the atmosphere, it's impossible for a sandstorm to be very powerful at all on Mars.
But they need an inciting incident for the film to occur.
But I believe, other than that, it's pretty accurate. It's certainly a lot more than like pretty much any other sci-fi film.
Even like down to the farming.
Yeah.
That blew my mind as a kid.
Yeah.
Like you can make potatoes on Mars
Out of shit.
out of just big poo.
Yeah. No, I love that stuff. Well, I do love survival stuff. I mean, I'm currently watching The Walking Dead with my mum because she loves like apocalypse stuff, like disaster movies and that. And so I was like, well, I can't really recommend. There's only so many movies, and lots of them are made by Roland Emmerich and suck. And so here's like I could recommend you Moonfall, but you're not going to like it. So I was like, but I have seen a TV show that ran for 11 seasons that I know that you'll like. And so I introduced her to The Walking Dead, and now we're watching it together, and we're on season 6, just about to.
Wow!
By the time this comes out, Glenn will have had his head fucking bashed in. But yeah. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yes, what I love about The Walking Dead as well is like when them surviving and them like doing crops and fortifying their places to be secure.
Yeah, you think like the most boring part of a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, and that's why my mum is really switched off whenever it's like just humans killing humans. But then when they're just walking around and they find like a dead body and they steal their backpack, she's like, oh yeah, steal their backpack. That's a really clever thing to do. Do that. And it's like, but I love that stuff too. I think that's sick. Like just
Oh yeah, it's great.
And that's why I like Society of the Snow too, because it's sort of it's almost impossible for them to survive, but they've got that sheer will that they're going to do it no matter the odds. They're going to do it. And I mean, I personally think sorry, I'm wittering on. I personally think what makes a character interesting in a film, especially a lead character, is they care about their goal more than anything. Like if they believe in it, we believe in it. If they have to survive, I want to see that. If it's someone like, I don't know, maybe. Who cares? It's like if a romance, even if it's the movie is like they have to take their crush to the prom, if they literally can't live without that happening and they're going to go to any lengths, then that's captivating. And I think that's what I love about this movie is every single character doesn't hesitate for a second. They're going to do absolutely everything against all odds to get this to happen, and that is so satisfying. It's like Great Escape as well. That is like people being really clever.
Yeah, you love that one.
Yeah, really, really clever people doing really clever plans to do something that's almost impossible.
A film like this, it would be very easy to fall into having a moustache twirling villain.
Yeah,
that needs to resist the saving mission from happening. Yeah, you just need someone. No, I'm not funding that. I'm not paying for that.
Any other, and you're right. And And
But-
also on the spaceship that's going back to Earth that left him, you'd think one of them would be like,
Yeah,
guys,
no,
I have
I'm
to
not
get back to
doing
my
it.
family. I'm not doing
Yeah.
this. We could die. I'm not risking my own life to save him. But they
Yeah.
don't do that. And
They don't do that.
I'm glad they don't, because it's a bit different. And it just makes such good vibes. Like, seeing good people in the world.
Yeah.
No, like the closest to a villain anyone ever is like right near the start. I think Jeff Daniels is like, this is really expensive and it probably won't work, and could we spend our money better ways?
Yes,
and that's
and he even goes on to say that it's not worth the risk of life of the other crew. Which is the biggest foil, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is a genuine reason not to go back and try and save Matt Damon, because he may be dead, it may fail, and it will go from one loss of life to
like
5, 6, 7 loss of life.
Exactly.
Which is completely valid, and as an audience you can understand that.
Yeah, totally. And I think that's so strong. And then so Sean Bean believes that it's worth it, and he messages them all, and they all are like, no, we're turning around, we're going to get him, he's our friend. And I think part of everyone being so into, we have to bring Mark Watney home, is Mark Watney himself. He's just so likable, and he's so the audience is like, oh, we'd do the same, we would do whatever we can to bring him home. If he was like annoying,
He's all American.
He's just an all American guy. He's just like, yeah, I mean, there's certain actors, certain characters we'd be like, just fucking leave him on Mars. But Matt Damon's such a great cast. I was trying to think who else could play that, because I'm watching a bit of the US Office at the moment. I think John Krasinski could have done it, possibly more like now in his career. If it was like came out now, I think he'd probably be a good one. But very few. I've heard people say Will
I'd leave
Smith.
John Krasinski. I think he's annoying, personally.
Really?
I would have left him.
Oh, no, I wouldn't have done.
But if it was you...
Actually, I would have left
Matt,
him so I can have Pam. Pam's an angel. She's
there you go.
just the sweetest woman in fiction.
Matt, if you were on there and I was on the rocket, I would tell your mum and dad how much you loved them before you died.
Oh, that's mean. I'd put it to a vote, bringing you back.
Oh, that's kind.
Yeah, and then I'd speak to everyone.
Would you vote yes or no, though, in the vote?
Me personally, no. But I'm sure someone else might. You know, some people might do. To be honest, like, it is. They don't really address it in the film, but the truth is, if you were in that situation, you'd be like, for fuck's sake. But you're going to get flamed by the media when you get home if you don't do it. I kind of thought, like, you know, they could have a character who is like, well, I guess I'll have to do it because myself. But yeah, they don't. Everyone's great.
Even kind of storytelling wise, having a character on the ship that would be anti-saving Matt Damon, you'd end up having to write a way to kill them off as well.
Well, yeah, because
the
you
audience
have to do
wouldn't
the
be
rescue.
satisfied until they died.
Yeah, exactly. You have to still do the rescue, and everyone needs to be a part of it. I guess you'd make it once they see Mark, they're like, oh, this was worth it. It's just a waste of time, and they don't.
It is a waste of time.
They don't waste.
It's not the point of the film.
No, it's not, and they don't. You do get that way a lot of the time in films, like they'll be, oh, well, it's a film, it has to have a villain, it's a film, it has to have a love interest.
Yeah.
And it's like, I like this. This is a film about rescuing a bloke, and it doesn't try to be anything else, and it's got enough storylines going on, because it's got NASA and all the different departments of NASA, and the people on the ship, and him on Mars. And I think I don't know, it's quite a long one. It's about 2.5 hours, I think.
141 minutes.
But it's so gripping because, yeah, like I said, there's all these different storylines. They're all it's never slow. They're always working as hard as they can, and a problem comes up, and then they fix it, and a problem comes up, and they fix that. And it's always building on it, and also the stakes are always increasing. When something goes right, something goes wrong, and he has to ration himself even more or something.
Yeah.
And it's always got the ticking time bomb of like, well, he's only got so much food he can have. Yeah. He's only got so much fuel.
If anyone here is listening and wants to write a film or wants to get into filmmaking, and you want somewhere to really understand how to break down a story, I would put Martian in the same category as Shawshank.
Yeah.
That you can watch it once and be so gripped, but then you watch it again, you can understand how the acts work, where the pinches are, how they all link together and keep you invested. It's just so tight. Yeah. And everything in there, it all builds in action. You think it's going well, and then suddenly the airlock breaks and all the potatoes die.
Yeah.
Or you get into the climax and the saving mission's all going well, but then his rocket ship doesn't get far enough, or Jessica Chastain's tether isn't long enough. Like those bits, those points to maintain tension and rising action all the way through, very similar in a way to Shawshank. That it's just such a tight story.
Yeah.
And it's a great way to view the skeleton of and understand how a good film should be written and should be approached.
Yeah, I think that's a good comparison, actually. I think structurally it is quite similar. Yeah. What do you think about the direction? Because I've said in the Napoleon video how I don't think, when you look at a Ridley Scott film, I'm not sure it really has he doesn't really have much of a style. I think a lot of it is you don't notice the camera angles, you don't notice the editing and or anything different about the acting. It is very sort of conventional, but I think it works well because it doesn't get in the way. You are literally just there with the characters.
Yeah, I feel like Ridley Scott is kind of like the water of direction, in that he fits very well into the world and the feel of what he's telling.
I think you're right there.
Like you watch Blade Runner and then you watch this and you think, like, those long shots of the city.
Yeah.
That it's a much different tone that he builds and sets himself compared to this, which is so tight. Like, as you said, it's almost like realism kind of tone rather than the hard sci-fi of Blade Runner.
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, I like that. He doesn't put his own personality into it, really. It allows the characters to have their personality.
Completely, yeah.
Like a Wes Anderson film, the main character of them all is Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
And he sort of steals the limelight, which I do like how Ridley Scott, he lets the film do the talking. I find it crazy how Ridley Scott directed this, because when you see him in interviews, he's so grumpy, he has no sense of humour, and yet this film is like actually funny and everyone is like really positive, and it's just, what a strange man to direct it.
What a strange
I've
man.
never seen an interview of Ridley Scott and be like, wow, I'd love to be in a room with him.
Yeah.
He just always seems like, oh God, he's just brings down every conversation. Great director.
Newsflash, Ridley Scott. The Martian is actually from Earth, not from Mars.
I know, bad title.
Sort that out.
He's an Earthling. Yeah, he wasn't born there. I think that's continuity error.
Yeah, that's a scripty, that is. It's their fault. What did you rate The Martian after your rewatch?
I rated it 5 stars because honestly, I just can't see a single flaw with it. I mean, generally, I think the reactions are all positive, but I've not seen anyone be like, this is incredible. But I honestly can't think of a single thing I'd change. I think it is perfect.
Yeah. I would give it 4.5 to 5, 100%. Yeah. I'm shocked that Letterboxd, it's kind of sitting at mostly 4-star reviews.
Yeah.
I think that's a shame.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's flawless. And now for our favourite segment, it is Curse Features. Woohoo! Yay! Can I start?
Go on,
and then
you
we'll
start.
go on to
Spaceman.
Yours. Cool, Spaceman. Oh, I've only got the one.
Spaceman.
I've got Spaceman and Jack and Jill, because they both feature Adam Sandler and a co-star who I want to beat to death.
Oh, poor Hanush. Oh.
He's just disgusting to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but Adam Sandler's co-star in Jack and Jill is Adam Sandler.
Yes, you're right.
Oh
you're correct
God.
There. No, Hanush, look, I've never killed a spider in my life, but Hanush had me considering it.
I've gone down a very similar route. I've gone Spaceman and any Adam Sandler comedy, because you just can't escape toilets. Whether
That's
it's
true.
a plot point or like really bad toilet humour, you just can't get away from them in any Adam Sandler film.
You can't.
And then I've got Spaceman and A Ghost Story, because they're both about a lonely, sad man like swooning over this woman who doesn't want him, and just long sequences of talking and being depressed.
Okay, I've got The Martian and the film that I actually watched after it, The Devil Makes Prada. Oh, fuck that up.
Devil Makes Prada?
Right. I've got The Martian and The Devil Wears Prada.
No, don't redo it.
No, I'm going to redo it.
You said The Devil Makes Prada.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
not a film, is it?
But we edit,
how can you double feature it with a film that doesn't exist?
We edit these a lot.
We don't.
We do.
I've
We
never
cut
edited it
out
before
so
in my
much
life.
nonsense.
Never.
I cough so much during these, and I drink water, and we cut all of that out. Except sometimes we don't. And so I'm going to redo this, Joshua. I'm going to redo it, and I'm going to say the proper name this time.
Redo it. Okay.
I've got The Martian and The Devil Wears Prada, which is the film that I actually watched after it. Now, I'd recommend you watch it before, because The Devil Wears Prada is the polar opposite. It is horrible people pushing each other down, not helping out at all, just being the worst people you could ever have in your life. And so I would watch that, and then you feel bad about yourself, and then I'd watch The Martian and be like, oh no, the world is good, people are good,
the world is kind,
humanity can be kind. Oh, and I've also got The Martian and Dune, because they're both about people recycling their piss and shit to survive a desert planet.
That's a good one. I've got The Martian and Two Towers, because I think Samwise can add another reason to use potatoes from The Martian.
Oh, clever.
Thank you. And I got The Martian and Interstellar, because they both feature spending millions of taxpayer dollars to save Matt Damon.
Oh, wonderful. And saving Private Ryan.
Thank you. Yeah, but that wasn't taxpayer money.
And it wasn't.
Oh, I guess it was.
It wasn't.
And it wasn't in space.
It wasn't in space, though. Thank you. And Interstellar also, there's loads of similarities we've talked about. And also,
Yeah,
Lord of the Rings has a giant spider in. Wow.
Oh,
all these films are linked.
Full circle.
Crazy. Let's just do a marathon. Let's just watch them all in one go. What else do we do on this podcast? What's
Messages in the poll.
Oh, message. Oh, bloody hell. Right, it's poll time. I'm going to talk about some of the polls I've been doing this week. So, the very first one, I did a shitload of Oscar ones, and no one really voted. I thought they'd do well, but they didn't really. It doesn't matter. We know for next year.
That's okay.
I did one for Best Picture. And the three finalists were Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, and The Zone of Interest, which I wasn't expecting. Anyway, the winner was The Zone of Interest. Didn't win. You got it wrong, idiots. And then I also did which Dune film is best. Dune, 1984, Dune Part 1, 2021, or Dune Part 2, 2024. And the winner with 52% was Dune Part 2. Well done.
Yay! Well done, June.
30% hadn't seen, 12% Part 1, 5% the old one that's bad. And my final poll, relevant to this week, we've got, what do you think of Spaceman? Now, there's currently 29 votes. I did only put it on today. 66% didn't see it, 14% didn't like it, 17% thought it was decent, 3% loved it. So, mid to bad.
Right, add in my loved it and rework out the numbers.
Okay. No.
Okay. And that's the poll for this week. Make sure to check out our YouTube channel or our Instagram. It's usually where our polls go up. We'd love to hear your opinions. Messages. We've been getting a lot of messages on YouTube, mostly in comments. But please message us on Instagram or any of our socials. If you know Matt or I, just drop us a message.
Okay.
You'll come up. Don't worry. Not you, Matt. You're here. You can give your opinion anytime.
I thought this episode was mediocre.
Okay.
It wasn't as funny as some of the other ones, but I think it was fairly informative.
We haven't finished yet.
Oh, okay.
A lot of YouTube comments. Most of them are about the zone of interest. And they're mostly people telling us we're idiots for not understanding the Holocaust.
I understood the Holocaust.
So did I. but they were like, you need to go away and research before doing an episode on the zone of interest. Would like to stress this is a film podcast.
Yeah, I know.
This is not a history one.
I know.
Hey-ho.
They have been saying that, and they have acted like, how do you not know about Auschwitz and Rudolf Höss and his family? And it's like, because we watched this film and we're talking about what we learned from this film. We're not talking about history.
Yes.
We're not talking about the man, and we're talking about what we learned of the man from this film.
Go and watch a documentary, you nerd.
Yeah, you nerd.
But a very interesting one that I think is relevant because it is just post Oscars. We've got a comment from @goldbrick2563 15 hours ago. This is hot off the press.
Okay.
This is in reference to our Maestro video.
Okay.
This year's artistic genius who's having an affair, Oscar bait, Maestro review. Goldbrick says, the film was god awful. I didn't want to know about his marriage. I would have been better off not having seen the film. I'm better off hearing Bernstein's music. Why not celebrate his creativity and collaborations and contributions to music? Which is kind of what we said. That we walked away from the film not knowing anything about why he's famous, but instead about his personal life.
You're preaching to the choir, Goldbrick. You got that bang on. That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah, completely right. I think there's a reason why it didn't do very well. And it's because it tries to hit all of the Oscar bait points.
Yeah, apart from winning. Anything.
Apart from winning, yes. Even though Bradley Cooper does his best because he really wants that Oscar.
I know.
No like Bradders.
Smell you later.
And on that note, I think that might be us for the week.
It is. Oh my god, what a week. a movie that no one's seen, so an episode no one will listen to. But that happens sometimes. That's fine. What is next week? What's out?
So next week we're going to watch Dune Part 2. No, I'm kidding. It's Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Oh my god! Oh, that'd be fun.
I very much dislike the first one, as in Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh,
so
that's crazy because I actually quite liked Afterlife. Wow, we'll have a lot to talk about then, I'm sure.
And if you go to Odeon, you can enjoy a special edition Slimer cocktail.
Are we just doing fucking ads now on this podcast?
And this week we are sponsored by...
What was it?
Oh, we should have said we were sponsored by the people of Prague, the people of the Czech Republic for Spaceman, because it was exclusively Czech cast, except
It was.
the 3 top build.
I mean, there was only about 5 characters.
Yeah, I'm not excited for Ghostbusters, and that's sad because I love the first one. I think it's very good, but I'm in the vast majority with that, I think.
Yes, my whole childhood, I wanted them to do like a new Ghostbusters, them older, passing the torch sort of thing, seeing them still active. I think Afterlife was really dissatisfying when they weren't Ghostbusters this whole time they've been away. But now they're Ghostbusters again. I'm excited to see it. And it looks like a new villain, not just Gozer again. Yeah, I don't know. I'm cautiously... I doubt it will be good, but I would like it to be.
Yeah.
At least we'll get to see more of them. That would be fun.
Yeah. I do be busting a nut.
That's so rude.
I don't be ghost busting. I do be nut busting.
You be...
That'd be a great scary movie, wouldn't it? That me and you, let's do it. Let's bring back the bad parodies. We're onto a winner there. I can already tell. Yeah, that's the episode. I hope everyone at home, you watch Spaceman and enjoy it, and watch our reviews on Spaceman and the Martian and enjoy them even more.
Don't watch Spaceman if you haven't already. I wouldn't bother. Right, thank you. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to have some tea now.
Wow. Okay, enjoy your chicken nuggets, your chicken dippers, chips and beans.
Won't be chicken
nuggets. As you have every day.
It won't be chicken nuggets, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it'll be, actually. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, don't pretend. You have that every day. You have chicken dippers, chips and beans for dinner, don't you? With a Diet Coke every day, without fail.
I do. I don't eat chicken. I guess you have fake ones and it tastes just as nice. It tastes nicer, I think. But I never buy vegetarian chicken nuggets, which is weird because they're like the best vegetarian food. Weird that.
Do it. They're nice.
They're really good. I used to at uni. That's irrelevant. What are we talking about? I'm going to go back to space now. I've got some potatoes I need to put in the oven for tea.
Goodbye. And there he goes, off in his rocket ship.
Bye.
And you may think, is that Elton John? It's not a biopic of Elton John. It's Matt.
Right, we've lost our way now. Shall we just call it a day?
See you on the next one.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.